you ever watched a cartoon and thought, how has nobody called child services yet? Because some cartoon parents are so horrifically terrible at their job that you genuinely wonder how their kids turn out even remotely functional.
Meg, your mother made soup for you. Here you go, honey.
Today's different. We collected every single moment these parents finally got what they deserved. From subtle karma taps to absolute universe-level wrecking. Let's start with possibly the most consistently neglectful parents in cartoon history, Mr. and Mrs. Turner. These morons are so monumentally bad at parenting that their son was literally given fairy godparents.
There was a 15-second period I had no idea where you were!
Jeez, Dad, relax! Would Mom get this upset?
I don't know!
Want to know just how terrible these guys are? How about leaving your 10-year-old with the local domestic terrorist anytime you want to take a break? And it's every bloody week.
We're going to the movies!
All right!
Not we're, as in all of us. We're, as in your mom and I.
What?
The way they just ignore him sickens me. Like, can't they see the football field on his head? And they just keep hiring that disgusting redhead, despite Timmy's constant complaints about her abuse.
Oh no! The babysitter!
Hello, Mr. and Mrs. Turner.
The fact that the cartoon portrays her as a literal hellspawn speaks volumes. Vicky literally tortures this child. She makes him drink toilet water, locks him in cages, forces him to do all the housework, and his parents are still always like, stop being dramatic, Timmy.
Don't I have a choice in this? You have two choices. Clean every toilet in this house, or drink out of them! Well, there's nothing to distract me from my rage!
Pretty sure if Vicky straight up admits she sucks, they still won't fire her. Plus, it's pretty obvious that Timmy's parents didn't want kids. In one episode, they dress him up in humiliating outfits for their own amusement.
They didn't believe me about Vicky! Again! I'm so sick of that!
And this isn't even the top 10 worst things they've done. So you'd think terrible parents like these should get the highest form of karma, right? Well, throughout the series, they get injured in increasingly ridiculous ways. They have a lot of crazy shenanigans, but the most satisfying has to be in Channel Chasers, where they finally realize what awful parents they've been.
Timmy, we're sorry we didn't believe you. We were wrong.
You had every right to be angry with your mother, but please, we just want you to come home!
They get knocked around, beaten up, and embarrassed all they want. But nothing hits bad parents harder than when they're forced to realize that they're bad parents.
What's he doing here? I thought he was hunting bad parents! Oh my gosh! We're the bad parents!
But not every parent realizes this. There's some that are so bloody hard-headed, they're practically shielded by stupidity. Take Horrid Henry's parents, for example. Now, before you say, but Henry is horrid, it's in the name. Shush, we know the kid's a terror, but let's talk about why Henry might be horrid. Shall we? Because his parents are textbook examples of favoritism and emotional neglect.
Is Henry coming too?
Henry!
We'll see.
Meet Henry's mum and Silly Simon. If you've been a long-time viewer of this channel, you know just how much we at Not Fair Studios abominate these fuckers. It's pretty hard not to when they constantly do shit like this.
Morning, Henry. Morning.
Don't be horrid, Henry.
And this.
Ugh, I can't believe we're in this traffic jam now. This is all your fault, Henry.
But a little bit of annoying nagging isn't enough to explain just why Henry is so horrid. We've got to talk about a few things. First, the way they treat Peter is obscene. Peter's an absolute angel who deserves everything. Henry gets blamed for everything. Even things he didn't do. Peter could burn down the house and they'd still find a way to blame Henry for it.
I can't believe we're in this traffic jam now. This is all your fault, Henry.
Second, they punish Henry excessively, barely punishing Peter at all. Henry gets grounded for minor infractions, while Peter gets away with being a manipulative little snitch. And yes, Peter is manipulative. He knows his parents practically worship him, so he uses his perfect image to get Henry in trouble constantly.
You've still got the toilet rolls to do. Thanks for nothing, worm.
Come on, guys, look at that face.
So, this story is called Number 9 Number Gnome's Revenge.
And third, they compare Henry to Peter every time. That's psychological abuse. You're telling one child he's fundamentally not good enough by comparing him to a sibling. That's exactly how you create lifelong mental disorders. Which, by the way, we at Not Fair made a video about. Check that one out as well. Anyway, what karma did these monsters of parents get? In Horrid Henry's parents' evening, the parents go to school expecting to hear terrible things about Henry and wonderful things about Peter. Instead, they get a reality check. Henry's actually creative and intelligent when he puts his mind to things, and Peter is, surprise, surprise, not.
Horrid, terrible, awful, who cares?
Yes, who cares?
We need to talk about Henry.
The karma here is beautiful. You created a monster by putting one child on a pedestal and treating the other like trash. Now you have to deal with the fact that your perfect child is a manipulator and your horrid child has legitimate reasons to resent you. Congratulations, you're
Ow! Careful!
I found them.
and if you thought we were exaggerating, well, school has sent them a letter too.
So we would like to recommend that you attend a course to learn how to be better parents.
But this isn't as bad as it bloody gets. We've seen what happens when bad parents are absent, but what happens when bad parents are present? Family Guy is a perfect example of why shitty parents shouldn't be in the same room as their kids. In Lethal Weapons, Lois takes up taijutsu and becomes a violent nutter. She exploits this by beating the shit out of everyone.
Suck, Yankee, suck, Nick, suck.
She's sexually aggressive, physically abusive, and just absolutely terrifying. By the way, I love how even Peter's scared shitless of his own wife.
What you looking at?
The underpants. Lose them.
Actually, I sort of have a headache, kind of. So, maybe tomorrow or...
Take them off.
Yeah, okay, honey.
This is clearly what a dysfunctional family looks like. Stellar examples, in fact. So, how do these pinnacles of virtue influence their kids? Well, one morning, Stewie walks in on Peter eating his graham crackers. The little bastard gets proper angry and whacks Peter across the head with a baseball bat.
I didn't cry.
It's okay.
Lois realises she's turned their home into a violent hellhole and tries to fix things with anger management. Spoiler alert, it doesn't work. Brian gives them placebo pills, they argue, and then Peter and Lois start fighting. And the kids f***ing join in. Meg calls out Peter for being an absolute prick, and the brawl gets worse with Chris shoving her. Then Stewie and Brian start fighting for absolutely no reason. The entire family goes at it. They destroy everything in the house, and things go straight to shit from there. Why is this the perfect karma? Because Peter and Lois created this nightmare. Years of neglect, abuse, favoritism, all culminated in their family beating the piss out of them. The house gets obliterated. Everyone's covered in bruises and bandages. And for once, Peter and Lois can't blame anyone else because the therapist literally told them their kids' anger comes from them. The kids learn to be arseholes from watching their parents be arseholes. Peter and Lois got exactly what they deserved, a proper family beatdown, courtesy of their children. Now here's another dimwit who sucks as a parent and is actually present in her kid's life. Leanne Cartman, the sole person who's directly responsible for the monster that is Eric Cartman.
Nya, 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 nya. I made you eat your parents. Nya, 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 nya.
In season 10's, she faces the consequences for being the spawn point of that menace, and it's absolutely brutal. Leanne gets summoned to the school counselor's office because Cartman forced another kid into a Saw-style torture party. The counselor tells her she's failed as a parent and can't control her son anymore. And she doesn't hold back about it either. She just shouts the truth straight to her face.
We believe his behavioral problems start at home.
I don't know what to do with you.
Sure you do. You're a great mom. Who's got the greatest mom in the world? I do.
After being made to realise the monster she's raised, she desperately brings in reality TV nannies to fix Eric. Nanny Stella gets psychologically wrecked when Cartman mocks her for not having kids. Super Nanny ends up in a mental hospital eating her own while screaming, "It's from hell!"
I'm afraid Super Nanny is in a deep state of mental psychosis.
What do you mean?
I mean she spends most of her time sobbing and eating her own excrement.
Yeah, Cartman is a demon. So, both nannies got broken because Leanne's years of bad parenting created something so manipulative and vile that even trained professionals couldn't handle. Finally, she brings in her big guns, Caesar Milan, the dog whisperer. Caesar treats Cartman like a badly behaved dog, and it actually works. Cartman runs away from home, but nobody wants him. Not Stan, not Kyle, not even Butters. He's forced to sleep in a rainy alley because years of being a spoiled brat means he has zero friends willing to help.
I knew you'd take me in off the streets. But I hate you.
He finally comes home, completely defeated, and I guess the training works. Treating the little shit like a dog means he's finally acting like a normal kid, and not some wild beast. Leanne is thrilled and thanks Caesar, but things can't end here. Where's the bloody karma? It starts when Caesar turns her down from seeing the Madam Butterfly with her, since she's just a client, not a friend, and this destroys her.
You're the best, Caesar. And to show my gratitude, I've got 2 tickets for you and me to see Madam Butterfly this Friday night.
Well, no, my work is done. I've got to get back to Los Angeles.
Oh, but I thought we were becoming friends.
No, not really. You're just a client.
Why? Because Leanne has no friends. None. She made Cartman the center of her entire universe for so long that she isolated herself completely. Her addiction to her son left her utterly alone. So what does she do? She immediately bribes Eric to spend time with her, promising whatever he wants. Cartman asks for 2 toys instead of 1. She agrees, and just like that, all the progress is destroyed.
What if I took you to Kentucky Fried Chicken afterward? And then we'll go to Target and I'll buy you a Mega Ranger?
Could I perhaps have 2 Mega Rangers?
Yes, darling. You can have whatever you want.
This karma is just plain sad because she's not abusing him in the traditional sense. She's just giving him everything he wants. Her loneliness forces her right back into enabling Eric's behaviour. She's trapped in an addictive cycle of trying to please Eric and have his company because she's one step away from being in an asylum. Speaking of asylums, let's talk about 2 parents who have an absolute genius of a kid and decide to neglect her every single day.
That's terrible.
I'm talking about Homer and Marge Simpson. Now, before you start screaming, yes, they're mostly decent parents, but when it comes to Lisa specifically, they've done some genuinely damaging shit with their emotional blindness.
Keep it. Just take mine. A simple cupcake will bring me no pleasure.
Lisa Simpson is a bloody genius. She's talented, intelligent, creative, and ambitious. And her parents consistently fail to support her because she's not causing problems like Bart. Bart's the problem child. He sets fire to things, collapses buildings, and pretty much terrorizes the entirety of Springfield during his lunch break.
Yeah, that's pretty true.
So, they've got to focus on him more to make sure he doesn't take a life. Or bloody make a new one, if you know what I mean.
Bart, I've been keeping a secret from you too. I'm pregnant.
But Lisa's the good kid, so when she needs help with something, she gets a "that's nice dear" before they f*** off back to the telly. We see this pretty clearly in the episode where Lisa experiences her first bout of depression. Homer's advice? Just be happy. Marge initially tells Lisa to just smile through it, because that's what her mother taught her. Generational trauma, anyone?
I'm just wondering, what's the point? Would it make any difference at all if I never existed?
Then there's the episode Lisa's Substitute, where Lisa finds a teacher, Mr. Bergstrom, who actually listens to her and supports her intellect. When he leaves, Lisa is absolutely devastated. And what does Homer do?
Are you crying because you called Daddy a baboon?
No!
Nuts.
You can see it destroys him. Homer realizes that he's been such a stupid father that his daughter is more connected with a teacher than with him. That hurts him deeply. And for once, he actually tries to comfort her.
No, you'll have lots of special people in your life, Lisa, where they all get together and the food is real good and guys like me are serving drinks.
Homer and Marge created a daughter so brilliant that she'll eventually move beyond them. In future episodes, Lisa is emotionally confused about her family. She loves them, but she's clearly outgrown them intellectually. And emotionally, they're not part of her success story because they never nurtured her. The real consequence of emotional neglect is watching your gifted child succeed despite you, not because of you. And knowing deep down, you should have paid more attention when it mattered.
He's out of line. But he's right.
And all of these examples are bloody terrible. But in my opinion, the true worst example of abusive parents that definitely need a rock shoved up their arse are Bob and Miriam Pataki. These parents are the OG deadbeats. And if you haven't watched Hey Arnold, you're going to see why. As I said, these two are textbook emotional abusers. And the show doesn't shy away from showing the damage that they've caused to Helga.
That was wonderful, honey.
Daddy, who's gonna take me to preschool?
Yeah? Oh, yeah, sure. Come on, play us another one.
Bob Pataki completely favours Olga to a disturbing degree. He has an entire bloody shrine of Olga's trophies lining his walls, but can barely remember Helga's name half of the time. Then there's Miriam, the obvious alcoholic who's always sleepy, drinks smoothies with celery and Tabasco sauce. Yeah, what the f***? The show doesn't confirm it, but we all know what's in those smoothies, let's be honest.
Mom! Mom!
Pass the Tabasco, dear.
Did you happen to see a collection of seemingly useless junk?
Uh-huh, dear. I threw it all out.
They can't be bothered about their second kid, and Helga has long since learned she's not a priority for her own family. These parents created Helga's aggressive, defensive personality through sheer neglect. So what karma do they get? Well, in Big Bob's Crisis, Bob spends the entire episode being an absolute monster. He refuses to refund a broken beeper to a woman whose elderly mother needs it for emergencies. He tells an orphan girl collecting for charity to scrap.
Orphanage. The money will send poor kids to summer camp for a week.
Hey, who do I look like, Mother Teresa?
Then he fires an employee with 8 kids for a minor mistake.
You're horrible. You're an irredeemable monster.
Yeah, he's a real f***ing class act, isn't he?
I said to put him in order of how much money everybody spent.
Yes, sir.
Oh, that's it, you big screw-up. You're fired.
Then Bob goes to a restaurant with the family and Helga calls him ruthless. Bob doesn't mind that, since being ruthless made him beeper king. But suddenly, he clutches his chest and passes out, possibly having a heart attack.
Ooh, what's happening?
Huh?
Oh, my chest, girl. I think your old man's having a coronary, Olga.
While knocked out, he has a vision where he sees himself as an angel and witnesses the consequences of his action. The woman's mother might break her hip without the beeper. The orphans will have to stay in an abandoned warehouse next to a toxic waste dump. And the fired employees will have to put his kids to work in a sweatshop.
Oh, hell no!
After seeing all of this, Bob realizes he's a monster. He wakes up in hospital and finds out that it wasn't a heart attack at all. It was just gas. Just built up bloody gas from eating a double rack of lamb. But the near-death experience changes Bob. He becomes a hippie obsessed with inner peace. The family thinks he's lost his mind. Well, we think he's lost his mind. But Bob's just realised that he shouldn't be such an arsehole to anyone that isn't Olga.
Well, near death or no near death, Big Bob Pataki's had an epiphany.
A what?
A total stinking wake-up call. Come first thing tomorrow, Big Bob Pataki's gonna make some changes.
Helga finally snaps. She tricks Bob into coming to the Beeper Emporium, and tells him she wants her real dad back, the old dad. Bob thinks about this and decides she's right. He goes back to being his old self, but with small changes. He works 6 days instead of 7, plants a veggie garden, and keeps the meditation year. Bob's forced to confront how terrible he is, but that isn't enough to consider karma. Nah, it really comes to a head in the Jungle movie, where Bob's beeper business has completely tanked because of mobile phones. The family loses their fortune and has to live in the bloody beeper store.
Damn!
Helga points out he could just switch to selling mobiles, but Bob stubbornly refuses.
Where could Daddy be?
His obsession with being the beeper king cost him everything. His house, his wealth, his family's comfort. And Miriam? She's still miserable.
You're goddamn right.
Still drinking smoothies, still trapped in a marriage with a man who barely acknowledges her existence. Yep, the karma is just from this man being a bloody stubborn bastard and his wife being too much of a deadbeat to do anything about it. I just feel bad because poor Helga has to be involved in all of that bullshit. But she gets her man at the end, so I think it all works out at least. That's better than most of us anyways. Yes, that's right. Don't think I forgot about Valentine's Day. If I've got to cry about being single, then so do you. And if you don't want to end up like these parental abominations, emotionally stunted, publicly humiliated, or having your own kids beat the piss out of you, maybe take some notes on how not to be a deadbeat. Don't enable little sociopaths. And of course, don't be so self-absorbed that your child needs magical intervention just to survive your parenting. It's really not that complicated, people. Just don't be a massive tosser to the tiny humans that you've created. Simple as that. Now, I'm going to go practice some self-love, and I hope you guys do too. Cheerio!